Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, the Enlightened Insider Eddie V. I'm super excited because we got a certain thing in the building. But before we get to that thing, we got some special people in the building. Of course, I got my bro here, the boss man himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig, the one and the only. Hello, good sir.
And it's rude of you to refer to our third person on the panel as a thing. Very rude.
Hey, no, because our special guest, she's the one and the lovely Stephanie Klimov. Yes, hello, welcome.
Hey, thank you. And what a day to be alive, or week to be alive, for sure.
Yes. Now, before we go on, because we are going to get into snacks with everybody, we're going to get into playing with power and everything. But I gotta say, now, everybody know Corey was, he pre-ordered his Switch 2. Stephanie, she pre-ordered her Switch 2. I didn't plan on getting a Switch 2, but
shocking. Ed got one before all of us.
Well, I ended up getting one same day too, but I'll share my story after Ed tells his.
Yes. So, but we're gonna get into our stories. But yes, everybody, I was able to get a Switch 2. And I will get into that adventure of getting it. We're going to be talking about impressions, the feel of the system, even maybe some of the boxing and the games and stuff that we're going to be looking forward to coming towards the system. But first, everybody, how are you guys doing? Stephanie, how are you doing?
Doing all right. I honestly can't complain. It's been an incredibly busy end of the week, but in the best of ways. Maybe my wallet might not be so happy with me, but I'm also happy I was really looking forward to joining you guys, so thank you for having me, because there's really no one else I could talk to about, I don't think people realize how big of an event a new console coming out for Nintendo has been. It's been 8 freaking years, so I think all's good.
I've had 2 children since the last time Nintendo released a console.
That's insane.
That is true.
And have had 2 jobs in between that time.
That is true.
we'll say 5 or 6 jobs, but 2. We'll just put 2 down.
Yeah. Wait, huh?
2 real jobs. It's fine.
That is true. Corey, how have you been?
I'm good. It's been this week has gone a little bit different than I anticipated. Mostly the back half of the week, because when we pre-ordered these things, Stephanie, I'm sure you remember Walmart having that big plastered banner at the top that said Switch 2 pre-orders guaranteed by 9 a.m. on Thursday, June 5th. And I guess I'm living in the future, because I got mine at 5 p.m. on June 6th. So,
which, by the way, did you get a free thing of chips and a soda? Because I didn't either, but everyone else in our
it was in store only.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm not going to Walmart for free chips and Pepsi.
That's an Xbox Steam Plus.
Look, I just want my pre-order on time next time. So in 8 years, I'm going to remember this, Walmart.
Yes.
Remember this. In 8 years, I'm going to go to, I don't know.
Not Target. Not Target.
No, definitely not Target.
I will.
Not GameStop either.
I will talk
I don't need
about
Staples
that.
in my screen.
Right?
That when I read that story, I was like, "What?"
Although I don't know if I don't know if GameStop will be in business in the next time Nintendo launches a console. So
yeah,
or any console at that matter.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
So. Well, everybody, we're gonna quickly get into this housekeeping. This is Nintendo Pow Block, the Nintendo podcast for Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network. We record each and every episode live on Twitch, YouTube, X/Twitter every Saturday night. So come hang out, be a part of the conversation in the live chat, and give us a follow while you're there. If you'd like to support Boss Rush, you can check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you can gain early and exclusive access to content like the Nintendo Pow Block One Up Patreon show and Expression Pass. Become a Patreon producer and more. As always, if you can't support us financially or join us live, your listenership and viewership is enough for us. Subscribe to Boss Rush on YouTube and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a 5-star rating and a review or a comment. It will help with discoverability and growth. New episodes post every Monday morning on podcast apps, YouTube, and our website on bossrush.net, where you can also find our daily banters, reviews, listicles, and more. So, before we get into everything Ostrich 2, let's talk about Nintendo. Okay, Corey, what have you been stacking on?
So let's see, we had Chipotle today for dinner, and that was delicious. But nothing else at the moment comes to mind. It was just I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something though. I feel like I did eat something and I just forget. But also my brain doesn't work like it used to because I live past the age of our ancestors from thousands of years ago, and my body remembers that we weren't supposed to live that long. So everything is breaking down. But it's
Fair
fine.
enough.
Chipotle was good though. Yeah, that's kind of it. Man, I gotta tell you though, that honey chipotle chicken from there, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, I did forget something. We went after my daughter had her ballet recital today, and she did amazing. This was the best she's ever done. You can like see her working hard at it, and it, you know, we weren't sure if she was gonna like it or not, or keep up with it, but she like has worked really hard and she did really good today. So we took her out for ice cream, and we went to this place around here called Sweet Frog. And it's just like one of those places where you go up to the machine, you put your own ice cream in it, and then you can top it with like, you know, hot fudge or cookies or gummy worms or whatever else they have up there.
Yeah,
kind of like your whatever you want. And so my kids always get really excited to put dumb candy in it, and then they decide they don't like it because you decide that stuff doesn't go together. But they still like to do it anyway because they are children.
They're children. Yep.
So, but that was really good. I got cookies and cream icing and just drenched it in hot fudge. So
Yum.
that's, dude, that I'm not a big ice cream person, but anytime hot fudge is involved, I will definitely eat some ice cream. Hot fudge is like secretly the greatest topping of all time.
I feel like you turn into a kid and just goes to your corner and no, the ice cream.
I mean, when there's hot fudge involved, I do.
Okay. See?
Look, Ed,
Nice.
I'm not going to get too graphic on this show, but someone that's lactose intolerant should not be eating ice cream because it makes the tummy feel gurgly.
Really?
And I'll leave it at that.
And does that include a lactoid or no lactoid?
What? What? Lactaid? Like the medicine? I don't take any medicine because I don't eat that much dairy, really.
Oh.
So, you know. But anyways, it was delicious. Shout out to the hot fudge.
Yeah, shout out to a certain other place if cleansing of the soul has happened.
That's your specialty, Ed.
Oh, when Stephanie and the whole crew said, "Where's Ed at cleansing of the soul?" Not when we went to Boston, but this year, this time at Boston.
I had to clarify that for Lasby. I'm like, translation. He's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh. When they said that when we was at the table at Boston this time, and they were just like, "Oh, someone's cleansing the soul," I'm just like, "Oh, I got to go."
Yeah. That's your specialty, Ed. Look, we know you have so many interesting things to eat, and we just your stomach is some sort of ironclad oven that just bakes it all and lets it out screaming.
I just said the cleansing of the soul, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Yep.
Leave it at that.
Well, Steph, anything else, Corey?
No, that's it.
All right. And Stephanie, what have you been snacking on?
Ooh, now that the weather's better, I have had ice cream, and the two flavors that I'm loving right now one's called Dirty Water. And for those that aren't familiar
Ooh.
with where I'm from Boston area, and we have a song that we kind of associate with us, and it's we love that dirty water. And it's coffee ice cream with chocolate and fudge all in there. So good, so good. And Graham Central Station. It's like graham cracker flavored ice cream with chunks in it.
Ooh.
So, and then earlier today, I went and got dinner. We had some sushi. So I had some shrimp tempura roll, spicy tuna roll, and my favorite, the dragon roll. I love me some eel, some dragon roll, and I had a delicious Hong Kong mule. If I don't drink often, but when I do, I order like a
Mm.
whatever variant of Moscow mule they have. But oddly enough, because I am Asian, I can tell the difference. It's Shanghai mule, and Shanghai's in China, but they have sake in it, and sake is Japanese. So it messed with my head a little bit, but it was very good. So yeah, that with some sushi and some ice cream, we're all good over here.
I had some eel sauce on some sushi, and ooh, I did not know how life changing that eel sauce was. I'm like, ooh, oh, this is Bombay. This some holiness right now.
Jeez.
Ah, which might mean that I might have to go. No, I won't go out. I want to go to my spot and get some sushi. But yeah, it's nice. Anything else, Steph?
That's been pretty much it. Just the ice cream extravaganza.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, for me, everybody, that Sunday, I tried a new pizza place called Mama K's, here in the Gurney area. It's right across from R6 Flags, Great America. And one of our associates told me about it, and I knew the area, but I didn't know this pizza place. And they do like oven baked pizza. You could get it thin, or you could get it like kind of doughy and stuff. No deep dish or anything like that. So I got a supreme, and was happy to get the pizza. It smelled good. The place was nice. They also do like burgers and fries and all that other stuff. So I get my pizza, and I get home, uh, and I'm just like, I'm gonna eat a slice before I go in. I kind of wanted to see how it looks, how it tastes, and everything. So I get it, um, and I find it's cut up, and I find the slice that I want to get. I try to pull the slice, and all the toppings came off.
Oh.
I'm like,
Hmm.
so I pretty much had sauce and bread. I try to get it. I go into the house. I try to do another slice. Half the toppings comes off again, and I'm just like, "Are you serious?"
That makes me
So
sad.
yes, and so I had to get a fork and eat the toppings by itself with the cheese, and just see how it tastes. Now everything will be great if all those toppings didn't fall off the pizza. So it's not. I was just like, it's not bad. It's good pizza. I paid $26 for it for a small. Um, but I was just kind of disappointed with the toppings falling off, because it's just like, you can't have pizza without the cheese and the toppings. Like, and I know there's not much sauce on here or anything, but I'm like, you got to make sure that it's cooked enough so that you can lift it up and everything stays on it while still being cheesy and stuff. So I was kind of like let down and disappointed by that and everything. Um, had an oatmeal cream pie, just like,
Mm.
little snacks. Um, had I had to work out at one of my friends' store this week. And so I went to this grocery store, got some sushi there and everything, then got some pretzel sandwiches and stuff. So pretty much that's kind of what I've been snacking. I got 2 bags of Twizzlers, and was eating some Tostito chips with with creamy spinach dip also. Because everybody, while at the time of this recording, the Summer Game Fest is happening. So most of the shows would have been seen, or a showcase. And I can actually say this: I literally fell asleep during the Summer Game Fest. Like um respect to Jeff Keighley and doing all of that, and it's watching the playback. Nintendo was literally the sponsor of everything because all it was just
Everything
Switch 2
commercial.
controllers.
Commercial. Yeah.
So, but I was just like, yes, Death Stranding 2 looks great. Resident Evil Requiem, whatever that's going to be. I just got to the point where my body was just like zoning out. And I was just like, well, I'm going to sleep. But I did get up and I did watch the rest of it and everything. But I'm like 2 hours of everything just looking the same, just like another medieval Dark Souls wannabe kind of game. I'm just like, I can't. But yeah, that's Summer Game Fest. At this time the Xbox showcase hasn't happened yet, and I'm excited to watch that on Sunday. And everything. So, but for like my Snack-Tendo stuff, I'm planning on going big on snacks. So I'm going to get some nachos and cheese tomorrow for the Xbox presentation. I'm super excited for that. Other than that, that's what I've been snacking on.
Hey, Ed, I have a question for you because the last time I asked you this was, I think, PAX. Have you ever tried the Doritos? Is it Doritos or Lay's? I forget, but it was the guacamole flavor.
It is the Doritos flavor, and I have not tried it. I seen it, but I have not tried it.
All right, you gotta let me know when you try it.
Yes. I will say though this, and I think I told Corey this. I don't know if you don't know about this one, Stephanie. The Lay's bacon grilled cheese chips is everything. I'm talking about
Fair enough.
everything. Yeah. Oh, and the Korean the Korean flavored fried chicken, bomb big also. Really good. I'm just trying to find what to pair it at and everything. So now, everybody. Normally at this part we would talk about what we've been playing, but
that's literally the entire episode, guys. So
pretty much.
Except for like maybe the last like 20 minutes.
But it is time for Switch 2. It is available. We all have our stories of how we acquired it. We have played games. We have accessories. We have maybe some pros and cons about the system. But we're going to be spending some time talking about the Switch 2. I got mine at Target. I was telling Stephanie this before we started the show that my nephew was getting it also, and he was there way early in the morning, but nobody was doing anything. There was no line or stuff. By the time I got there was like 4 people in line. And so I was able to get in line. My nephew came along. They started handing out tickets, asking if we want the regular or the bundle. I got the bundle. My nephew got the regular because he wanted the physical version of Mario Kart. And that was it. They opened up at 8:00. We went in. We got us to 2 lines. I was able to buy the Switch 2. I had to get some more money, but I was able to buy it still. And got mine. Then my nephew got his with some games and accessories. And so I didn't hook my Switch 2 up until Friday. We were planning to go to Six Flags Great America, but that didn't happen. So I didn't even just open up the box or anything Thursday. So I set everything up Friday, got everything updated. I don't have my SD Express card, but I'll be getting that later. I didn't transfer any games or anything. And I just got a Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch 2. So we'll be talking more about that a little bit later. But Stephanie, how did you acquire your Switch 2?
So I myself sorry, my camera's like going rogue on me. I apologize. I'm like trying to get a good view, but it's like on this weird swivel. So I panicked and I wanted to pre-order it when it went live. And I was on a cruise, mind you. So I was on crappy Cruise Wi-Fi, and I secured a Walmart pre-order. And then on Thursday morning, I woke up early. So I decided, why don't I just stroll down to my local Walmart just to see the S show that was going on. I was expecting it to be in ruins, that would have the Switch 2 is sold out sign that I've been seeing on the internet. I walk in, I go to electronics section, it's hidden in the back, and bam, right behind those glass sliding doors, there was at least 4 or 5 regular Switch 2s and then one bundle left.
Mhm.
And I thought about it. I'm like, uh, ah, instant gratification. So I said, hi, I'd like to grab the last bundle. And I bought it and I said, oh, I'll just cancel my Walmart pre-order. No problem. Like, I'll get my money back. Yeah, Marine Gamer 12 walked into Target and bought it with no trouble. I feel like there's definitely some where it was a crapshoot and it was sold out immediately, but I do feel like if you're in the right town, you might have some left. But I also think Nintendo really did a good job supplying, because when I talked to the employee at Walmart, she goes, I was expecting to be completely sold out. There was a line out the door when they opened at 6, but she said they had a lot of units on hand. So, I feel like they were more prepared than other. She said it was much better than when the PS5 came out. She's like night and day. So I walked home with it and I attempted to cancel my pre-order, like my online pre-order, and didn't work. I still got it in, and now I'm like, do I return it or do I give it to my child? I don't know. So that's how I got my Switch 2. I did not get the Pro controller only because I know in a couple months they'll probably come out with like a Zelda themed one or
Mhm.
whatever. I want one of those. So I got my micro SD. I got I know it's not technically show and tell, but since we're talking about how we got the Switch 2, I got my GameCube wireless controller. And I'm not going to pull it all up one by one, but I got all the amiibo, like the Street Fighter ones
Mhm.
and the Tears of the Kingdom ones. Street Fighter ones are huge. So yeah.
They better be for $40.
Right.
Okay.
Holy cow. So yeah, I got Mario Kart World as a digital with the bundle. I got Cyberpunk, which I'll talk about later, and I also got Yakuza 0.
I am going to be getting my amiibos like in 2 weeks when I get paid again. They at Target they have finally just set everything up. They just really wanted to get the systems and stuff out before they got everything. So they sold out of the systems for each of them. Since they only have 50 at our Target, but they got all the accessories and then the amiibos and cases and stuff. So, and Corey, your adventure with your Switch 2.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered mine from Walmart and it came on Friday. Friday, yeah, it's still Saturday. It came on Friday, and I ended up getting the Pro controller with that order, and my camera came today, and my SD card's coming on Monday. Which it's when you're playing on a Nintendo console, you kind of forget about file size because their file sizes are usually pretty small. But then you download, 4 huge titles like Cyberpunk and Street Fighter and Split Fiction and Hogwarts Legacy, and you realize that those games are still massive games, even on the Switch 2. And so like my internal memory is like full already, because I also had to make sure I installed games that my kids play on it. But I actually think I'm going to leave my Switch 1 plugged in with games my kids play on it. Like my son loves that Power Rangers game and things like that. Plus we'll get into it a little bit later. But where was I going with that? Sorry, the chat is active, so I'm trying to read that while I am
That's
thinking.
my fault. That's my
which is
fault.
hard. It's hard to do.
This mad pharmacist is really blowing up the chat,
I know. Gosh, get her out of band.
Wow.
But I've let's see. When I was putting some Switch 1 games on it, I've actually had some pretty interesting results, we'll say, with Switch 1 games running on Switch 2. So until some of that stuff is patched up or fixed, or they adjust that emulator that they're running, I might keep my Switch 1 game, most of them on Switch 1 for now until they figure that out. But I did get a lot of games. And I got an extra set of Joy-Cons because I remembered that Mario Party was coming out, and my children love Mario Party, and the Jamboree TV stuff uses the new Joy-Cons, so I figured I should probably have 4 of them. So that was another, however much those cost, $95 that I wasn't planning on spending. And then while I was at it, spending more money, I ended up getting all the Zelda amiibo as well. So I got a lot.
Nice.
Did you get Yonobo?
I did. Yeah. I also got the Mario Kart steering wheels, and my daughter is obsessed with it. So.
Oh, she got to try it.
Yeah, we played a lot today. Because she found out that the characters have outfits you can unlock, so she was all about it.
Oh yeah.
So that was my Switch 2 adventure. This weekend did not go as planned, because I was planning on doing an unboxing video, but my kids were so excited that I thought it might be an okay idea to include them in it. Not a good idea. So yeah.
Well, everybody, we're gonna talk about the system itself. First of all, beautiful screen, cutting on. It was nice and bright. I kind of love the screen. I have no problem with that. These magnetic Joy-Cons are everything. I love them. The system itself also got a nice weight to it, but the feel of the Joy-Cons, that magnetic clip, the clap thing that it have on it, and I was using the accessory that comes with it to put your Joy-Cons in to make a controller. Even just seeing it goes in, it just felt so good. Like the weight makes it feel very expensive. It really gives it a luxury feel to it, and man, I literally love it. Also, I love the area for your cartridges, the way it just lifts up and then pulls back a little bit, and you can put it in and then goes. Still the Bluetooth headset thing. You could do it. Also, I haven't, since I just got the Pro controller, I haven't got a chance to do the headset wired to see how that goes or anything. But yeah, I really am enjoying the system, just the outside look of it. I love the fact that for the mouse part of the Joy-Cons, they come along in the box, so you could just clip them on when you're ready to use them as a mouse and everything. So like that was really nice, to add them on, because I didn't know how they were going to do the mouse part for it. There was going to be something like that you have to put on and everything. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. Like, I was going to ask, has anyone used the mouse capabilities yet?
Not yet.
No, I haven't either. I really don't plan on using it unless it's required. It does, like, it's just one of those features that people will utilize, but it's not one that I'm going to utilize probably.
I'll definitely want to. I just haven't played a game where I'd want to use it yet. So
yeah, I don't have a game for it yet. I'm assuming Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 will have it sometime soon, because I want to use those controllers to design my coasters and everything, like the PC version. And I'm thinking, Corey, of getting that mouse, the one that looks like an actual mouse that you put your Joy-Con. I'm thinking of getting that accessory when it comes out. I don't know if it's out yet or anything, but that's what I want to use when it comes to if I have to play a game that uses that control, that functionality. anything from you guys? Any pros and cons about the hardware itself?
I will say the magnetic Joy-Cons are really just very satisfying, I think is the right word. I just kept like, not plugging and unplugging is not the right word, but for lack of a better word, just like popping them on and off. But in all seriousness, so I have not used game chat yet. I have pressed game chat by accident several times when I'm trying to hit the home button. Um, I I know it seems like a very simple thing, but I appreciate, because I also have a Steam Deck, that even though the Switch 2 is larger in size, it's still the same width. And therefore, it doesn't have the chonk and the heft. So it still feels really light and portable, so to speak, because I actually kind of feel weighed down when I'm trying to hold my Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck, but so I think Nintendo really did knock it out of the park when it comes to just making sure it's sleek, despite the fact that it is bigger. The fact that it's an LCD didn't matter too much because my last Switch was an OLED. I was fine with that. Battery life, I was curious about because I was playing a game that was pretty demanding. I don't know. I've only played 2 hours at a time and haven't had an issue yet. But we'll see from there. Other than that, no other complaints. Yeah, how about you, Corey?
So no complaints yet. I think it feels nicer to hold. I think the bigger unit actually makes it nicer to hold than the Switch One, because like there were times when I was playing Switch One where I did feel my hands start to cramp because of not how small the unit is, but it's just kind of like awkward to hold sometimes, especially if you're like laying down or whatever.
Small units are awkward to hold,
Wow.
I'm talking about the Switch. I don't know what you're thinking about.
No comment. I do think the magnetic Joy-Cons are much nicer, and the grip it comes with is much nicer. I think I do think the GameCube controller is really nice too. I got my original GameCube controller out to compare them, and it's actually lighter than the original GameCube controller, which is
interesting.
Which like as soon as I picked it up, I thought this feels light, and that's why I pulled it out. And yeah, it's definitely much lighter. Well, not much lighter, but it's noticeably lighter. I haven't used it yet though, so I did make the joke that I think Smash players are going to be angry that it's lighter, because they're picky about everything. But I mean the only issue I have right now with it is that that Switch One games, kind of the ones that I've tried, do not run very well. But it's only been a handful, and most of them have been third-party games, so I'm not really like, also it's day 2 of this thing, day 3 of this thing being out, so it's not like in a year, if it's still like that, then maybe you'll hear me complain more about it. But I bought this thing to play Switch 2 games with a few exceptions, and I kind of expect it to be that way for a while. So but overall, I think the games that I did play run great. Mario Kart runs great. Street Fighter runs great. Haven't played Welcome Tour yet, and I haven't played Cyberpunk yet, but I plan to. Hogwarts Legacy runs really well. It actually looks really good on the handheld screen. So I did notice that the handheld screen looks actually nicer than I expected. Because we went from an OLED to this LCD screen, right? But there's been a lot of advancements in LCD since the Switch One came out, and it's still pretty decent picture quality. So
I was like, no complaints here.
I know there's been some people comparing the color issues, like the blacks and stuff, with the OLED and this one.
Yeah, but that doesn't really bother me, right? I mean, this I mean, it has HDR, so you're going to kind of eliminate that based on your HDR level anyway, I think.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. There's not really a huge difference because I did put Mario Kart 8 on the Switch 2 just to compare it to see. There's because
Yes.
my I wasn't sure if my kids were going to accept that there was a new Mario Kart because they're very picky about everything. Uh, and it does look a little different, but not noticeably. You have to really be looking for stuff, and like it's not the difference is negligible, I think. So
Yeah, I know there's been reviews for certain games, but not all of them yet. There may be some people who have reviews of the system itself, but not all of them are out yet or anything. Um, so, well, let's you know, any does anyone have any say about any of the accessories or anything? What are if you Corey, you got a pro controller, correct? Yeah.
mhm. Yeah,
Have you got a chance to use it?
yeah,
And if you did, like, what's your thoughts on it?
yeah. I mean, I think it's nice. I think it feels sturdier, I think, than the Switch One Pro controller. Like it just feels
Mm-hmm.
nicer. The D-pad is exactly the same, so I'm a little annoyed at that, but uh, whatever. I mean, I don't really know how often the D-pad is being used unless you're playing like a platformer of some sort. But um, it's it's not that the D-pad's bad. It's just like I thought they would fix it or have a better one. Or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you play with the one on the GameCube controller, and it's like 1,000 times better, right? It feels so much better. Um, but other than that, like I think the Pro controller feels really nice. I think the shoulder buttons feel, um, they have more resistance to them. They feel maybe it's just because I'm using old controllers and this is a brand new one,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely feels nice. I also like the matte finish on them, like the matte
Yeah.
black finish. Not that the translucent charcoal was bad or anything, but this just looks clean. The whole unit, everything about it is clean. Like
Yes.
it just looks sleek and uh, I don't know. I really like the design of this thing in person. You don't really
Uh,
get the feel. It's the same thing with like the Joy-Con colors of the first one, right? The neon, where
uh-huh.
you don't really get that feel of what the color really is until you get it in your hand. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
you couldn't really get the design, like the feel of the design until you got it in your hand, right? And so this it just looks like a really nice, sleek, clean design. All of it does, even the camera. Um,
Mm. Oh man, yeah. I ordered a piranha plant camera, but I'm not getting it till next week.
hmm.
Speaking of accessories, even though it's wise to do, did anyone get like the either like a case or well, a case like the one like a
Mhm.
shell that would go around it, or like a well, I only say that because now that I've been with like Switch One for 7 years, there have been so many cool designs since then, and all we have like now is like a red case or a gray case. They did have a
Mhm.
Mario Kart World one, and I like won't buy it yet because I want something else, but I know if I don't buy it, I'll probably drop it tomorrow and it'll break.
Uh,
I not me. I haven't bought no cases yet. I kind of want like a Zelda case or
Yeah.
Metroid case when it comes out.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. Heck yeah.
I just brought like a basic gray case. I don't like having like that like a flashy case or anything. I just like something
Mhm.
that's kind of plain and bland and boring and unnoticeable for people to take from me. So,
I will say this. I've been very tempted. Have you guys heard of D Brand?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So I've bought from D Brand. They make a lot of skins and stuff. And for my Steam Deck, they had a Tears of the Kingdom knockoff because you can't really actually copy it. But they're skins, and it's got like the white and the gold. I know it's hard to see in the camera of like
Mhm.
off-brand Tears of the Kingdom design, and I had to put it on and like use a blow dryer on it, and it's actually like really cool. But I'm not the perfect at it. So There were a couple cool designs for the Switch 2 by D Brand, but I'm like, I don't know if it's like worth getting like all this fancy stuff. At least right now.
Yeah, plus I imagine, like you guys already said, like once some of these games really start coming out, there's going to be cooler accessories like a Zelda case, or like when Hyrule Warriors comes out this winter, I totally expect a Hyrule Warriors Pro controller or Joy-Con set or something, right? Like I totally expect that.
I kind of want a Mario 3 yellow case, like that bright yellow, with like a Nintendo logo or something on it. I don't, man, if Donkey Kong had that, I would definitely get it, like a banana yellow case. I would definitely love that because that to me personally that would go. I mean, it's a bumblebee color, stuff, not bumblebee, a bee color. Look to it, having this black system with this yellow case, like that's the one that I want. Everything, unless they come up with like a white case that got like 3D World, Mario 3D World or something like on it.
I was gonna say, would Mario or Zelda be your primary franchise you want to accessorize with?
For me, yes. It'll be Mario, Zelda, or Metroid. Or like even if I got a Princess Peach one or Luigi one or Toad or something, I will go something for that. Go for that look. Now, if they wanted, the Pokemon ones have been like I would say hit or miss and the stuff. But I'm like, if I see like a really cool Pokemon, especially if there's a grass type Pokemon, hush hush. I would definitely get one for Pokemon. Like if I get a grass type, yeah, it's on the popping.
All right. I will say though, in lieu of having stuff like that, I will say that as much as I love the personality Nintendo has, like with all the different color Joy-Cons, like the obnoxious neon, like I'm here for it. But with that being said, I was impressed with the just overall design of the Switch 2, how the outside's black, but the inside has got like the neon traditional colors. It's almost like Nintendo's like, we're grown up now, but we're still playful on the inside. That's kind of like the feel I got. And I actually was pretty impressed.
Yeah, this is almost how I felt almost exactly from jumping from the Wii U gamepad to this original Switch. Of like, the Wii U gamepad clearly feels like a toy, and the Switch feels like a nicely designed kind of, mature console handheld design, right? And now I'm feeling the same thing where like I see the Switch one with the neon colors on it. I'm like, man, this feels like I can play this in a room full of adults and not be judged.
Yeah,
even though I still will be because, well,
you're playing the game.
I live in the Midwest, and so most people here are.
I live in the Midwest too. Hi, Corey. Just a few states away from you.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Wait, what?
What?
Near.
Oh.
Actually, my mom's in Ohio right now.
Oh. Well, maybe I should hang out with your mom.
I literally have a feeling that it's something ever happened and y'all two meet and y'all just unexpectedly like, wait a minute, you was at this store? My mom said she was at this store. And I'll be like, oh my goodness, I'm like, what do I feel in you met my mom?
Ed, if I ever met your mom, I feel like something terrible has happened. So
oh no.
Exactly.
Anyway, have you guys been, if playing, primarily been playing it handheld or docked?
So I've been playing docked. I haven't did handheld or anything due to the fact that I kind of been the games that I've been playing, I just been enjoying on my TV and everything. And so since I've been at home, ever since I had the Switch 2, I just felt like playing it on my big screen TV. So I haven't taken it out to play it doctor or anything. I think once, probably like I may do it like on a rainy day. I might just take it out, take it downstairs, cut it on and play with my Pro controller while it's in the stand and just see how that feels for it. So, but no, for me, I've literally just been playing it on my TV.
Yeah, I've so when I set it up, I ended up just setting it up in handheld mode and played a little bit of Mario Kart in handheld mode. But all day today I played it in docked mode, and I'm impressed with the visual quality on the TV. Although, and I knew this was going to happen, and I saw it in the direct when we watched it, so I was expecting it. When you get more than two players on the screen at the same time, it drops to 30 frames a second, and it was like instantly noticeable when you've been playing, a couple hours of 60 frames or 120 frames or whatever, and it's like, and then you drop to 30, and it's like, oh no, I can see it, I can feel it. But whatever, it doesn't really bother me all that much anyway. But yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with like seeing these games on TV, and especially something like Hogwarts Legacy, which is like, it's not super graphically intensive, but that's a PlayStation 5 Series X game, right? So like, and I've been seeing a lot of people share videos and stuff on social media with Cyberpunk, and that game looks visually impressive as well. My concern with Cyberpunk in the mid to long term is going to be like when a lot of things really start happening. I don't know how far you are, Stephanie, but like, I don't know, about 10 hours on, there's a lot of like, when there's a lot of explosions on screen, or like, not to spoil story stuff, but there's a scene that takes place during a parade that might get a little chunky.
Well, you just ruined it for me. There is a parade in Cyberpunk. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Is that at a certain town area, Corey?
I don't, dude. It's been like 4 years since I played it. I don't remember. I don't remember anything about Cyberpunk, and it's changed so much since I played it that it's just like
It's funny. I know we're gonna technically get to the games we've been playing later, but just like quickly to say, I was trying to explain to my partner about like what game I'm playing and like why I was so excited. I'm like, oh, it's this Cyberpunk game. It's like so intense, and that's why I'm gonna play it, just to really like put Switch 2 to the test. He goes, oh, is it new? I'm like, that game's been out for a while. Just like Switch 1 could never handle it, and now years later, now we can play it.
Funny enough, no system can handle it besides the Google Play thing.
True.
I do want to say though, like, this is definitely pushing me closer to that one ecosystem kind of primarily that I want to be in, right? Where like at this point, I'm literally like Switch and Switch 2 and like games that come to Xbox Game Pass, and hopefully come to Switch 2 at some point.
AKA Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing now. Now that, and again, like I'm not too far in Cyberpunk, but this is again, I guess we'll get into it later. But my point is to support what you're saying is now I'm sure the games that previously might not qualify to be under Nintendo's console now can. So I kind of want to eventually. I think my screen's frozen, but hopefully you can still hear me.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to eventually over the years kind of narrow myself down to like Switch 2 and then my Steam Deck for any indies that haven't made it to Switch yet. Although I love my PlayStation because I just like a lot of their IP, but at this point, if they eventually go to other consoles and Switch can handle it, why not?
Yeah, I unplugged my PlayStation 5 today. I factory reset it today. I'm getting rid of it for sure now.
Your PS5 is an anomaly. It broke like 1,000 times.
I've sent it in 4 times.
Wow. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, like the way a lot of these Japanese games are going at this point, right? It's like a lot of them are hitting PlayStation 5, and even PlayStation's publishing or having some of their IP published on the Switch, but not Xbox at this point now. Like that Hot Shots golf game that's coming. It's coming to Switch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play that there. Yeah.
Because is it Bandai Namco? doing something that was
Mhm.
what game are they
Yeah,
doing?
they have
Local
Bandai
Roco, I
Namco.
think.
They're doing Loco Roco. They're also publishing uh
Patapon.
Or is it the sequel to Patapon?
they're they're doing Hot Shots as well.
Patapon,
Yeah.
Patapon,
And
Patapon. Sorry.
I don't know if you heard, I don't know if you listened to any of Shuhei Yoshida's recent interviews, but he was talking about how that has actually been kind of a plan for a while, and that they're just now executing on it because they want to see how a lot of these smaller, older games would do on other platforms, on Switch specifically. I think it's kind of to gauge whether or not they should do their own handheld at some point. But he was throwing out games that you would cry over, Ed, like The Last Guardian and Shadow of the Colossus and Concrete Genie and things like that.
Oh, if they were on Switch 2, I would rebuy them, just like I'm ready to give Microsoft money. I'm ready to give Microsoft coins for Hellblade 2 on Switch 2.
I know.
With a heartbeat. I don't care if it's game key or if they could actually fit on the cartridge or it was just digital. Hellblade 2 has to come to Switch 2. And Microsoft would get that coin without no joke. Last Guardian,
it didn't sell
Sony
anything on
would get that
Xbox.
coin.
Oh.
Well, true.
I mean, but also
Game
like
Pass.
Doom the Dark Ages didn't sell anything either, apparently, which is concerning that a franchise that big didn't sell.
Oh, they had bad sales?
Yeah, because everybody played it on Game Pass. You know,
yeah.
a lot of people,
okay.
and almost like what they say, something like over 70% of the sales were on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And almost none of them were on Xbox. It's an Xbox IP, so
was it? What about? It came out on Steam, right? PC, right?
Yeah, but people played it through Game Pass, especially because on PC Game Pass, if you subscribe for a month on Game Pass and you unsubscribe before the month is over, Xbox just gives you your money back.
Wow.
So it's like, oh, you don't want my $12? I can play Doom for free. Sure, okay, thanks.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, I think once Microsoft start bringing their games to Switch 2, I think people are going to end up buying them. Like I said, Microsoft and Nintendo got that good relationship, so and Microsoft could get that good coin, without no trouble. If Sony wants to jump in the game, that's coin there, because like even though Sony has been doing good sales on PlayStation, they've been doing kind of better sales on PC too. So it's just like,
you know what I'm interested in, and I don't know if maybe you or Corey might have insight into this now, and we'll get to this in Family News, but when it comes to new game announcements or games that'll be coming out, I guess it's a timing thing, right? Because Switch 2's been under wraps for a while. I'm pretty sure Nintendo was very selective with whom they gave dev kits to. I even did a Boschra spotlight, and I talked to them off air about stuff like that. With all the game announcements, for example, at Summer Game Fest that just happened, when I look at the bottom where the games are going to come out, I'll see Xbox, PS5, PS4, but with Switch, I just see the Nintendo Switch logo, not Switch 2. Do you think it's representative of either Switch 1 or Switch 2, or think they only guaranteed it's only coming on the first Switch?
It's only Switch 1.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
so
to the point. Sorry, Ed.
Go ahead.
I was gonna add, like, the people who, like, the companies that put games out at launch, right, that aren't called Nintendo, like third-party games like Capcom, CD Projekt Red, Warner Brothers. So what I have heard, because I've been poking around to people that I've just been poking around. So the reason why they were able to have games out at launch specifically is because they have Switch 1 dev kits, and since the architecture is similar, what they did was they developed it for Switch 1 architecture at the spec level of the Steam Deck. And so once they got the real dev kits in hand, they were able to optimize it for the specs easier apparently, because that architecture is so similar.
And then so when it comes out, when you put it in Switch 2, you could do an update to play that version.
Yeah, it's because CD Projekt Red, The Witcher, right? That was such a big game for them on the Switch, and like, of course, they wanted to have something as impressive as Cyberpunk running on Switch 2, because I think that development team, outside of like whatever the issues were when Cyberpunk came out, whatever, that's so long ago. I do think that the development team as a whole likes a challenge to see what types of devices they can put their games on. And I think the Switch 2 provided them a challenge for Cyberpunk to kind of like prove to people that no, we can make a game for underpowered consoles, right? And so the fact that they got that whole game plus the DLC, which didn't come to Xbox One or PS4, by the way, onto the Switch was very impressive.
Also, all the game on the cartridge. It was not a game key.
Yeah, that's also impressive, which means it's under 64 gigs, which I checked the file size on like the download. It's like 62.9 gigs or something.
That's freaking impressive.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And it's over 100 on Xbox Series X, because I downloaded it on Series X a couple days ago because I wanted to compare the file sizes, because I was really interested to see what they were doing, or like how it ran or what it compared to. I do think that the file size or the graphic, like the game only runs at 1080p, but it's upscaled to 1440p, I think, through their NVIDIA DLSS, which if you want to know how all that works, Jensen Wang, the CEO of NVIDIA,
they just released the interview.
On the Nintendo YouTube channel. Was really interesting.
I gotta watch that one.
And I think they were talking about it at whatever conference NVIDIA was just at a couple last week or something. No, I mean NVIDIA has their own conference, like GTC. NVIDIA GTC is their conference, but
because NVIDIA they just been started talking about the Switch 2 and everything, and like the interviews and everything start circulating everywhere about it. And so I didn't get to read it or watch it yet, and I want to, but I'm just like, man, Nintendo and NVIDIA might have a good relationship in the future.
Okay. I'm just curious because, some games have a 2026 release date. And I'm like, well, between then and now, I mean, I don't know. I don't see why they couldn't eventually come out with a Switch 2 version, but I don't know.
I think at this time, a lot of those trailers were already made, and they probably didn't plan on doing Switch 2 or anything.
Plus,
because like Corey.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, finish.
Oh, I was just like, because like when you said that stuff was kind of under wraps, with things, that's probably, and like some of the developers probably didn't have a dev kit just yet. But I'm like, I think throughout the years, I think they're going to get a dev kit, and I think they're going to be like, yeah, we need to get our stuff on Switch 2.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, if you've been paying attention to Nintendo Directs the last decade or so, like when a third party game comes to Switch or Nintendo console, they like to control that announcement and that whole message of like, this game's coming to Switch. And even when EA announced Madden, the release date for Madden, like they didn't announce it for Switch. Nintendo announced it for Switch, and Nintendo likes to control that message, and it's clearer now, maybe more than ever, maybe since like the late 90s, that Nintendo wants and needs to control the message.
Even if that game's not in the Nintendo Direct, that's why if you look on X or even Blue Sky, like it may come out on a State of Play or Xbox Game Pass, or Xbox Game Show. After that game gets announced, you'll see Nintendo of America get the exclusive look here on Nintendo Switch with Dark Souls 8 or whatever and stuff. And so they announced that games are also coming to their console in a tweet and stuff. So even though some of the games might show up on other people's conference or system, eventually Nintendo will release the announcement that it is also coming to their system, because Microsoft and PlayStation does the same thing. Like if you look at Final Fantasy Tactics that got announced, it was exclusively announced for at the State of Play, but then Nintendo just like Final Fantasy Tactics coming to Switch and Switch 2 like after it was announced. So I think a lot of these games are planned for the Nintendo Switch family consoles. I think they just gotta wait till after they get official announced from whoever got the official announcement and everything.
Yeah.
Because when Xbox did Ninja Gaiden 4, Sony ended up showing that is also coming to Sony's PlayStation 5 and everything, but that was after that that announcement came out.
Oh, Hollywood. Jeez. Ed's phone going off, never fails.
Popular guy.
Probably work. He's going to leave the show now for work.
No work. It was just an ad for something.
An ad, sure. Yeah, I think the amount of games like third party stuff coming to Switch is actually pretty impressive. Like I'm actually kind of excited to get into Madden again now that I can just play it in handheld mode. Because Ed, you remember a few years I was really into NBA 2K on the Switch for a while.
Yes,
really into it, but I just kind of stopped buying it until it went on sale like late in the season because it would drop down to like $8.
Yeah,
like it's like $6.99 right now on the eShop, and the NBA finals are going on. Like,
like you might get the physical for like $19.99, but like when the digital version drops, it's like a big they slash it for a good sale.
Well, it's because they make all their money off those like the whatever their version of Madden Ultimate Team is, right? And their My Player experience, which everything costs money. Like that's the literal definition of pay to win.
Well, how about we jump into some of these games? I think we could talk a little bit about Mario Kart World first, because I think that's a game that we all play. I didn't do any races yet. I just did the free roam stuff.
Fail.
Playing this game on the Pro Controller feels amazing. The game looks gorgeous. The drifting is easier on this game. It looks good on a big wide screen. Like, man, this game is beautiful. I was doing some of the costumes, trying to like get them and stuff, and just driving around. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I think even if you don't listen to the music or you just throw your headphones and listen to a podcast or your own soundtrack, it's just driving around this world. It's going to be so calming and just fun, just enjoyable. Because I do that sometimes in Forza Horizon 4. Like, I'll throw on one of their radio stations and just drive around Europe for no apparent reason. But like, man, it feels really, really good. And I was able to do like when you're on a rail, the rail slides and stuff, the rail driving. That was really fun to do also. I'm just like, oh yeah, this game's gonna be good. So when I start getting into the races and everything, I definitely am excited to see if I could win or not. Who I'm gonna main on though, I just don't know yet.
Okay, but the big question is, who did you play as, and why is it Cow?
I played as Mario. When I did the free roam,
Mario.
Yeah, because you can't. I don't know if you can select your character.
You can.
Roam.
You press start and hit change character.
Oh, you know what? I hit start and it took me to free roam mode, and I was just driving, which is cool. Because
no, I mean in free roam mode, you just pause the game and hit change character, and then you can switch your character, and then it drops you right back where you were.
Okay, because I think the transition of going for the title screen to free roam was so smooth. Like, it's automatically driving by itself, and then once you press the plus sign and like start the game, it's just like, okay, here you go. and then you just like, oh, I'm live. Let me drive and stuff. And so I was just like, oh, I just want to get the feel of it. So I didn't really change any customers, any characters or anything. But yeah, I'm super excited to go around these tracks. I did find Donkey Kong's track and everything. I'm just like, ooh, this is kind of fun. Oh, this is gonna make me fall off. I'm like, oh, I'm about to laugh at all of these tracks for the ridiculousness and nonsense of these amazing design tracks that look so much fun.
Yeah. We played a lot of Mario Kart today specifically. We ran through all the cups at 50cc. We unlocked a ton of outfits for the characters. We've only unlocked about half of them, and we've probably unlocked about 30 of them. There's a lot. But it does vary by character. Like Pauline only has 2 outfits, but Peach has 10, right? Like it's just kind of like, and then Cow has 0, which is disappointing. And
hey, cows, they are naturally dressed as they are. They need no outfits.
It's something natural about that.
Daniel Mac is in the chat.
Yeah.
Dan, I hope you go to PAX West. I must meet you. I didn't get a chance to see you at PAX East. And I really do want to meet you and say hi, if that is okay.
You've never met Dan?
I didn't get the chance. He was there when we met Matt. Shout out to Matt Storm, who is going to, I'm going to hopefully have him on the show in 2 weeks here on Pow Block. But I didn't get a chance to say hi. He was standing there, but I didn't get to say anything. It was at 2023. No, 2024. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Dan. You was there, and we didn't know each other until you guys told me about it, and I'm just like, oh, I wanted to meet him and stuff. And so, and I know he was on Boss Rush I think last week. So shout out to him. But I just didn't get a chance, and I just want to meet him and just say hello, catch up with them. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm sorry, everybody. But yes, I'm super excited to meet you, Dan, if you go. And yeah, chat it up and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have Matt Storm on everybody in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna reach out to him because we talked at PAX East and everything. So I'm gonna try to have him on.
Yeah. Shout out to more folks in the chat, right? We got our buddy.
Yeah,
right?
Andre's in the chat.
Andre not saying Knockout Tour is absolute chaos.
Yeah, I haven't played Knockout Tour yet, to be honest. It is I gotta say though, the 24 racer thing is complete chaos for that first lap or whatever. It is 1,000% chaotic to the point where like 50cc, like that first lap, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get out of this lap in first place. Like it's crazy. Like but you power through and you're fine. But dude, everybody's like, especially because when you go to track, it's not like it loads you into the next track, right? You drive there. So everybody's driving in this cluster instead of like being spaced out like in right, like older versions of Mario Kart. And so it's nuts. It's wild. It's crazy. It's chaotic.
Shout out to DL Malone 330, Marine Gamer 12, Stephen Myers, Sam Hall. Shout out to you all. Thank you for being with us here live on the show.
And also throughout the podcast, like put in the chat like what you guys have been playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell your friends too. We need to beat last week's score of 152 people watching. So chop.
We're halfway there.
Go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say I think the Yoshi kind of restaurant things are really funny and interesting and a nice addition. The P-switch puzzles are fun. There's definitely a light Breath of the Wild feel in this, strangely enough, of like, I'm gonna drive over there and just see what's over there. And like usually you find like one of the courses or like a P-switch puzzle. It's nothing like too deep and intricate like Breath of the Wild is or Tears of the Kingdom, but it does have that feel to it to like, yeah, I'm glad I drove over here, you know, because I found Wario Stadium from N64. Just driving around. There's one of the Super Nintendo tracks I found. I think it's Mario Stadium or something from the Super Nintendo game. There's some fun things, or Mario Circuit. I don't know. But yeah, it's great.
With that being said, now that you guys started playing it, because I'm going to be honest with you, I focus on one game and one game only because I've been busy with Summer Game Fest, and I'm going to play Mario Kart World tomorrow when my son comes home. Like, we'll be playing it all day tomorrow. But do you think this twist to this next installation of Mario Kart was exactly what Nintendo needed to kind of keep that franchise going after the success of Mario Kart 8/8 Deluxe?
With the way that everything was executed, yes, without a shadow of a doubt, I think them going on this open world design and making everything seamless when driving and stuff. I think this was like the next step for it, for this game. So me and Corey talked about this like in a couple episodes that they could expand this world with DLC, so we could get another map from other Mario games and stuff. Yeah, we kind of got like I would love to see stuff from Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, or go actually to the NES days, or take other worlds, even the cartoon universe of the Mario Brothers, and see what they could design from there. There's like so much possibilities in here in this game that they can expand it until the next system comes out if they want to. Definitely, if this helps people get into more of the NSO expansion, and get their money's worth.
I'm really interested to see how if there is DLC for this, how they add it. Because I think they could do some interesting things, especially if you play all the cups and you kind of figure out what happens at the end. I think they could definitely expand it past this Mario world, right? I am of the mind that I would have taken a new Mario Kart if it was just Mario Kart 8 and they slapped a 9 on it or a 10 on it, if you want to count the mobile game, and just made 48 new tracks and added some weird twist to it. I would have been fine with that, right? Like I'm still debating on whether or not I like this more than Mario Kart 8, to be honest. But I think it's a wonderful, great game. It's super fun. I think the tracks are really interesting. I'm just kind of like, I don't know if it's better than 8 or not yet. It's different, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's different. It's fun in a very different way. But yeah, I definitely think they could expand it. I definitely think that the open world concept is interesting. I'm not sure Mario Kart needed it to be successful, but I'm sure it helps. Especially like, I don't know, when my nephew came over to play it today and my daughter was driving free roam, like it definitely helps my daughter learn the mechanics better of like just driving, right? Just driving around without worrying about timers and other kart racers or other obstacles, right? She can just drive around the world and feel like she's learning, right? Instead of the pressure of, I got to do good while I'm learning how to play this game.
Did you get her the steering wheels?
She loves the steering wheel. My son was like, I don't want this. This is stupid. What are you giving me this for?
Like a real gamer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's like,
did you get
I want a controller. I'm like, okay.
Did you get to try it, Corey, with the steering wheel, just to get a feel of it?
I'm not using the steering wheel. I remember the Wii.
I mean, just
I remember that trash. I remember the trash of the Wii.
Shade.
Wow.
Shade. No, but I was asking just to see how it feels to you.
No,
Just
I
to
didn't.
get a feel of it.
I didn't use it yet.
Okay.
I literally only bought them for my kids.
Okay.
I have zero
interest
in using them.
Okay.
I actually think I'm going to buy the small holsters for the Joy-Cons though, like the ones with like the handles on them that makes it feel like a normal controller, but it's just smaller. I think I am going to get those because my son really likes holding the controller, but there are a lot of buttons on it, and sometimes he can't wrap his mind around how many buttons there are on it, which is why I think he likes the side-scrolling beat 'em up so much, is because there's literally only 2 buttons to press and walk left or right or up and down, right? So, but yeah, I have zero interest in the steering wheels.
Okay.
The Wii can keep those. 2007 called. They want their accessories back.
Once again, shade.
You can throw them with the plastic guitars.
Hey now.
I'm just kidding. I liked Guitar Hero, but anyways, yeah, Mario Kart.
Yeah,
really good.
All right.
Yes. Also would recommend getting the bundle if you haven't bought one already, because $30 is a lot of money to save, especially if you don't have a lot of it. So
you can buy a whole indie game with that.
You can buy Fast Racing Neo or Fast Fusion and Welcome Tour and have $5 left over.
I've been hearing there's been good things about Fast Fusion.
Yeah, it's Fast Fusion. Fast RMX on Switch was awesome.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, when it comes to Nintendo, they end up learning that systems, that dev kit stuff. So I'm excited to get that once I get my SD card for it. I know for me, just outside of Mario Kart, I've been playing Pipistrello and the Curse Yo-Yo. I had to get a Pro controller because for some other reason I just couldn't play with the the Joy-Cons and everything. I guess I don't know, something about it just wasn't feeling right. So once I got the Pro controller, I think I was able to control the game better with it. But I'm excited to play more games with it. I did play Mario Kart with the Joy-Cons, and it felt really good using that. And then I ended up playing it with my Pro controller, and that also felt good. I haven't jumped into the GameCube stuff yet, but I do like what I do like is that when I go into it, they offer the UK version and the American version of it. So I thought that was kind of cool.
So you want to play a worse version of the game? Here you go.
No, I just didn't know that they was going to offer that. I thought they were just going to have, this is the American version of the GameCube, and games that never released in America you would get, like some of the Japanese NES games, the Super Nintendo games that never came here. It's finally getting a release on the console. So to see that, here's the UK version of Wind Waker or Soul Calibur, it was just like, oh, I didn't know you guys were going to do that. That's cool.
Yeah, I do think it's nice though that those games are like they're presented in 60 frames in widescreen. I think that's a really nice because GameCube games were, obviously Nintendo didn't put any of their games in widescreen, but a lot of third-party games that were there could easily, like, PS2 games did this too, right? Where you would go into the game menu and say, I want this game presented in widescreen, and it would do that, right? God of War 2 did that, and it was a game changer at the time. But yeah, GameCube games did the same thing, but Nintendo didn't do it. But some third parties started doing it because widescreen TVs started becoming more prevalent with like projection TVs and DLPs and early plasmas. Like they were starting to really present themselves in 720p HD, whatever. And that's why the GameCube component cables were so expensive to find, because there weren't that many of them.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's why I
The-
played a lot of my GameCube games on the Wii when the Wii came out, and I still wanted to play GameCube games because those component cables were cheap, and it made the GameCube games look and run better. And the GameCube ones were like $300 on eBay. So
not the same ones that came with the system out of the box, right?
no, the component like the blue, green, red, and then the two
Oh,
audio ones,
okay.
like the 5-port ones, not the 3-port one.
You know what? I didn't even know that they did that for GameCube. I think because everything that just came with the system at the time is what I was using. And I don't think I had a TV that used widescreen just yet. Because I didn't get the widescreen TV until PS3 Slim came out. And it started becoming more available for the widescreen TVs and becoming a little bit cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, good times.
Stephanie, what games have you been playing on the Switch?
Just the one for me, because I'm, reserving Mario Kart for my kiddo and I to play, and I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077. I purposely chose that because I just wanted to put my Switch 2 to the test, as I said earlier on the pod. So, but I was still impressed that it was not a game key card. I was like, what the heck? So I popped it in, and again, sure, I'm not like really deep into it, but I'm past the tutorial. Like I'm starting to get into the meat of things, and goodness, if you gave me, I mean, if it wasn't for that we could recognize consoles by the way they look, like if I played this in a black box without knowing, I wouldn't have. Honestly would not have known if I was playing on a PS5, an Xbox, or the Switch 2, because I did check with Laurent about like it did the loading time was, I counted like 15 seconds average. But Laurent said that was actually pretty on par with playing it on PC. So that outside, everything ran smooth as butter. Nothing chugged. Looked fantastic. Sounded fantastic. I was like, holy crap, how am I playing like a true current gen game on, I'm sorry, and I'm a big Nintendo fan, but Nintendo's never been known to put their focus on the highest tech. So with that being said, it was an adjustment because it's been a while since I played a game as dense as this. Because there's so much. The text is like this small. I had to like go really close to the screen, and that's my fault. I'm just getting old. I'm like, oh my gosh, the font is so small, and it's like, whew, it's like, and I only say this because I don't have a lot of comparisons. It's like, well, futuristic version of what I'd be playing with Red Dead Redemption 2. It's this big world where, yes, you do have like your primary missions, but if you walk down this side street and you see people that have bounties on them, you can go crack some skulls and earn some street cred. Here's another thing to know that I'm getting old. There's, Cyberpunk, it's all futuristic, and there was like an advertisement going on, and all I heard was like females making provocative noises. I'll just say it like that. And I'm like, what is this? I'm so glad my kid's not home. And then in the video game, there's like children in the area, and here my parent brain went, turned on. I'm like, what are these children being exposed to? Oh man. But all that joking aside, it's fun. Like I'm, once it took me time to get used to it, like I'm starting to, choose my loadouts, my weapons, and how I want to tackle things. I actually finally ordered the Cyberpunk 2077 piggyback guide, so I'm getting that in the mail tomorrow.
Nice.
So overall, it's great. This is definitely a kind of game I can only handle once in a while, so I'm glad I kind of made the time for it. I'll probably live in Cyberpunk land until Death Stranding 2 comes out. So, and one other point is, I kind of was expecting the Switch 2 to sound like a plane taking off, because when I play a demanding game on my Steam Deck, it's like, but it's quiet as a mouse.
Oh yeah.
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 So color me impressed. So I like the game. It's not my favorite game of all time, but I like the game and it runs well. So I give it my blessing. our pal Steve in the chat, what did you make your character look like? So I don't know if this makes me weird at all, but whenever I have a character select, I tend to make myself a male character. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we sometimes we like to play fantasy in our heads, like what would I be like if I was a dude? So I made myself like a really sexy dude. I don't know why. And I like these luscious locks, and it's like bright bluish green, like oil slick, kind of like olive tone like me. So it's like me, but if I was a dude. So that's my character.
To be fair, I always make a woman when I play games that have a character creator. So
I don't know what it is. I don't know. So, but I like character creation. Cyberpunk, like, it didn't have the most in-depth, diverse character creation, but I don't say that as a critique of the game. That's plenty enough. Because, like, when you give me too many choices, like when you're choosing private part selections from Baldur's Gate 3, that's when I'm like,
oh,
and I hope
did they take it out of Cyberpunk?
you could do that.
You could do it in the Xbox version.
Yeah, the Xbox and PlayStation version you can.
That was like a whole thing
because it
Wait.
starts swinging.
because there was a whole like kerfluffle about. There was a whole like transgender conversation about it too, because like you could add male genitalia to women in that game too.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Yeah.
but okay, Dan says yes, and I believe you guys, but like on this, okay, I need to see if they cut down the Switch, or maybe I overlooked it. I don't think I did, because I don't just
they
I don't
did it
rush.
out. They didn't cut it because there's been no reporting on it. People who have played it and started their character, they said nope, it's still there.
I need to start my game over. No, I don't think you need to do that. I think you can go look in the mirror or whatever they instructed me to do to change it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and do that after this recording, and I'm gonna come back on Nintendo Pow Block, and I'm gonna explain it in a kid-friendly manner, because it's a kid-friendly show, you know.
Stephanie's up at like 2:00 in the morning. What's she doing on Switch and Cyberpunk right now?
You know what? Let me just go back to my
Oh
game.
no, I'm so sad that I missed it.
There's not enough space on that SSD for what she's gonna do for that.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. It's not a lot, but like I said, I wanted to spend the time and really kind of test out the chunky game. So, because I do plan on buying Elden Ring Tarnished Edition when it comes out for the Switch too.
Yeah, I'm at the point where like if it's coming to Switch 2, I'm gonna buy it there. I'm seriously at that point.
I was hoping Claire Obscure would be announced, and maybe like in another year.
I thought it was too, because they were at IGN Live, the whole cast.
Right, so you would think,
Yeah.
But I caved. By the way, I got a notification from Wario that they are releasing like another version, so not like the full collector's edition.
Yeah,
it's like one of those ones in the middle. I get an art book. That's all I need. I just need an art book.
Yeah, it's the same as the Monolith edition without the Monolith statue. So you get the art book and the steel book, and I don't know if yours comes with the soundtrack, but the Monolith edition comes with the soundtrack. So
yeah, I just have to wait till October.
I bought the Monolith edition. I caved and bought it. I wasn't going to.
I was fighting Corey in the chat.
Ed told me not to, and I was like, don't tell me what to do.
And I was just like, no, don't do it. But I didn't know that you bought. I know you showed me the picture, but I didn't know that you bought it.
Yeah, I bought that, and I bought the T-shirt on the IGN store because they have a whole line of Expedition 33 merch you can purchase.
Oh, in the IGN store, yep.
But they announced it. They announced it today, but it was available a couple days ago. And I went and looked for, like, just to see, and the shirt I bought was sold out. So I really like the shirt I bought. It's just the 33 logo with like some flower petals around it. So if you played the game, you know. But
I am planning on buying the game on Series X coming soon. So
it's on sale right now. You should go get it. It's $44.99.
Where at?
Or something like that on Xbox digitally.
I was looking for it to sale. I didn't know they if it was on sale or anything.
It was. Maybe it ended.
I had to check.
I don't know.
If not, I'll just get the physical or something.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to derail us again, but going back to Cyberpunk. So the nice thing about it is if you have a save on any other console, you can import it into the Switch version.
Nice.
So I might import my save, but I don't know. I think I might just start over. But I might import it and do a new game plus because I have things. But again, the game's changed so much since I played it last that like it might just be worth starting over.
I know. I am going to probably end up getting it for Switch. I'm probably going to wait later on down the line because I never got the finished game on Series X. I do want to reinstall it on Series X and get that update and everything, and I just might start over from there and try it again. Yeah. Corey, have you been playing anything outside of Mario Kart on it? Have you tried? What? You didn't try the Zelda. You didn't try the Zelda stuff, right?
No, I have not.
Okay.
It was one of the games that was installing while I was playing Mario Kart, but I wanted to make sure I played the newer games first before Zelda, right? Because between that and Tears of the Kingdom, I've put like 400 hours into Zelda. I think.
I think next episode will. Yeah, I think next episode we'll talk about the Zelda stuff. Because I want to play it too.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people have been playing it. They said it looks amazing.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I played some Hogwarts Legacy, which same thing, Stephanie. I couldn't believe I was playing a current generation game on the Switch on a Nintendo console that actually rivaled the look and feel of the other consoles, not some tone like because I played a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch 1 for this show. And it was a decent version. Like, I mean, it was very clearly, pared down, and there was a lot of loading screens. The world wasn't an open world; it was little hub worlds that you loaded into, and it was fine. Like, if that was the experience you had, it wasn't like a bad experience, right? But like, this is the version we played for book club. Straight up, it runs really well. Characters look great. Like it feels like the Xbox version essentially on quality mode. Like it doesn't run quite at 60 frames. I think it runs at about 40, I would say, somewhere in there. But it looks great. It looks great.
All the locations are seamless, right, for the Switch 2 version? Yeah.
Yep. It is the same version.
Nice.
Same with Street Fighter. I bought Street Fighter 6 and played it a little bit last night. I'm gonna say I'm not very good at Street Fighter, but it was fun. It was really fun. It definitely a step up from playing Mortal Kombat 11 and 1 on the Switch 1. The character creators it reminds me of the Resident Evil character creator, or not the Resident Evil, the Monster Hunter character creator. Oddly enough, it's really interesting. Yeah, I think it looks great. I did not play Welcome Tour, so I can't comment on that. What else did I play? I played something else on it too. Oh, the one. So I did play a little bit of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate game on it because the Casey Jones DLC came out and I ended up getting it. It was on sale for $3.99, so I ended up getting it.
Isn't there like a bundle out now for it?
Yeah, there's a bundle. It's like the bundle's $28. It's $27.99, which is a weird price for it. But yeah, well, the game I think the game is $19.99 and then the DLC is $8.99. So it's like, the bundle's that weird price. But that seemed to run pretty well. Everybody knows my obsession with Disney Dreamlight Valley. It runs really bad on the Switch too. Like, I thought it ran bad on the Switch 1. So it looks really nice on the Switch 2, but it runs at somewhere between 15 and 20 frames a second. It runs really bad and it's choppy and it's really, I don't know. Their blog said they're going to have an update for Switch 2 and it'll just be, if you own it, you get the Switch 2 version, but like it can't come soon enough for people who really like that game and have Switch 2s. Like, boy, the Switch 1 version is bad on this. What else did I try out on it? I also all the NSO stuff works pretty well. Tetris Effect. I wanted to see how that ran. It runs pretty identical, I would say.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
Because man, Lumines is coming out for PS5.
I
I'm
know.
like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm like, Miz. It was good to see Mizuguchi on State of Play, but I'm like, Miz, you gotta give this to us on Switch 2. Me, I'm like, you and the team know some bomb music that I've never heard, and so you making this game like Lumines 2 has to come to Switch 2.
Yeah. And then I downloaded some of the Switch 1 games that got patches like Mario Wonder and ARMS, and those games look really nice on Switch 2 as well. They look good. So nothing.
Nice.
And Captain Toad. I also downloaded Captain Toad. So they all look nice. Run fine, but there are a few Switch games that I'm like, oh boy, man, I might just leave my Switch 1 plugged in for a while, just to play, like, especially some of the indie games that aren't even optimized for the Switch. Also, like, it's kind of rough. Yeah. Dan says Captain Toad is an incredible piece of art. It is.
Yes.
It is secretly one of the best games ever made.
We need the sequel. We need to follow it. Like oh goodness, when that game came out on Wii U, that's literally all I could play because it was so fun. And I'm just like, yeah, we need the sequel. We need Nitty needs to give us another.
Yeah. But that's kind of all I played. My time's been spent with Mario Kart, honestly, and just trying to figure out which games I can keep on the console to play for now, because until I get an SD card, because it space fills up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Split Fiction, Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk, and Street Fighter all downloaded on this thing, and that's like almost 200 gigs by itself.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is Pikmin 4 part of the update?
I think so.
Oh.
I think it is. I haven't tried it. I had a bunch of games to download because I'm like, oh, well, whatever. 256. It's a Switch. Those games are small. They are not small anymore. Nintendo's caught up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that Express. I need that.
I need is a terabyte.
You took the words right out of my mind.
They're like, I mean, they're not even out yet, but the pre-order one, it's there as much as the console is. So it's like, wow.
That's crazy.
No. And the thing about it is, within like 4 months from now, it'll be, or whenever Black Friday happen, we'll have it, and it'll be like $125.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, if it drops to around 100 or 120, I'll buy it, but I'm not paying. I mean, Xbox quietly dropped that 4 terabyte SSD for Series X, and it's more than the console. I'm like, come on. First of all,
yeah,
who has that many games downloaded on their Series X at this point? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I have a 1 terabyte, and I'm like, I'd hardly use it. So
if I had a 4 terabyte, I would have space to do it. But I'm just like taking this game off because I'm not playing it, switching this one up.
I mean, I understand people want games like they're locally, right? But like, just I don't know. Even older games, like, just download it when you want to play it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whatever, it's fine.
So,
but yeah, this device is good. It's really nice. The one thing we didn't mention that I think we need to mention is how fluid the eShop is. How nice the eShop is. The Switch 1.
Dude,
oh my gosh,
when
it works.
It's so fast and quick, and it's accessible. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be. It's like, bam, you hit the thing. Okay, you're in the eShop. Here's the list. Here's the games. What I love about it, that it has a wish list that you made, and it lets you know that, hey, some of your games are on sale. Bam, 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 bam. I'm like, oh, this is about. Oh, Nitty about to get that coin. because everybody's about to be like, okay, I'm about to wish list this. I'll wait for a sale. Oh, it's on sale. Like it makes it easier for games that if you're waiting for a sale, you can go to it and see what that sale price is and buy it.
If they were smart, they'd add your wish list to the home screen.
Mm.
Yeah,
You know, like a button for your wish list on the home screen. But I just want to shout out the eShop because it works.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, shout out to the eShop. The game, the game share, well, not the game share, the virtual game cards is really nice. You do have to have your system on though. So if you got your stuff on Switch 1 and you're trying to play it on Switch 2, you have to have your Switch 1 system on, or you won't be able to do it. So that's if you haven't transferred everything from your old Switch to the new one. So if you had traded your Switch in and haven't did the transfers and stuff, yeah, you can see if you can still download it for the cloud and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I did my local transfer. It went by a lot more smoothly than I was, kind of anticipating. So,
yes. So before we get into family news, what is everybody's next game? I know for me and Corey it's gonna be Donkey Kong Bonanza. Definitely from Nintendo. Stephanie, what is your next game that you want to occupy? I do have a game, Corey. I don't know what if you have a next game too. But Stephanie, what is yours?
I ended up picking up a digital code for, was it Kunitsu Path of the Goddess
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Capcom? Yeah, so I might check out that if I have time before Donkey Kong Bonanza, because I did pre-order that. So it's either going to be that or the other. Yeah.
Okay. Corey, what about you?
Yeah, Kinetsugami was my next one. I just I was planning on getting it instead of Street Fighter. Or no, I was planning on getting it instead of Split Fiction because I wasn't going to play Split Fiction right away. But I decided to get Split Fiction instead. So I will get Kinetsugami probably after vacation at some point. Although that would be a really good game to play on the way down. So I didn't think about that either. But whatever, it's fine.
For me, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a great. Just after playing with the Switch 2 and playing on this Pro controller, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to, I mean, I beat it on PlayStation 4, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to re-enjoy this game on Switch. Like, and definitely, like, even if like the new content I don't get to, I could take it on the go and play it. I'm like, yeah. Now Amazon, Square Enix, I don't care who. Can we please get the Tomb Raider trilogy on Switch 2? So I could take it on the go. I want Shadows and Rise. Like I need them on Switch.
They have one more trilogy to go before they get there, Ed. They have the Legend trilogy.
Yes, because 4 to 6 is coming out soon.
It's out,
I think. Oh, that is right. But
yeah,
it's only
it's actually on sale right now. It's $22 on sale.
But it's only for a Nintendo Switch, not Switch 2 yet. They haven't updated yet.
Those are old games, so.
Well, yeah, but which I still need to buy that collection. But the Legends collection, oh, that is right. I need those too. But yeah,
shout out to Tomb Raider Legend and Underworld, man. Those games are very underappreciated and underrated. I really love Tomb Raider Legend. Played on the GameCube, by the way. Shout out GameCube. Not the best place to play it, but I played it there. Then I turned around and played on Xbox 360. It was like, this is much better. But yeah, shout out to Tomb Raider Legend. Underworld 2, man. They showed off some pretty impressive mud tech in that game. Remember that was like the big selling point of Underworld was like, when it rains, the ground gets muddy and Lara gets muddier. And like, then when you go in the water, it cleans her off. And it's like, oh, well.
I just realized that I have the 360 version as backwards compatible because I bought it on Xbox Market when it was like Xbox One. So That I played Legends, but I didn't play Underworld, like the follow up. So I'm actually excited to play this one.
Yeah, and then it has that weird anniversary edition in there too of the first game, but I don't know if they would. They have to add it in there, right? I mean, I would. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not worth.
I think I'm going to double dip on Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft.
Oh yeah, Star Wars Outlaws definite. Any Assassin's Creed is a definite. Like, yeah, I like I said, if it's coming to Switch 2, I'm going to buy it there. And unless there's a strict caveat there, right? Unless it's not like cross-platform play, and some of my friends are playing something else. Like, not that I'm going to buy Borderlands 4, but Borderlands 4, for example, right? If it's not cross-platform, and my friends want to play it, I'll buy it wherever they're playing it, essentially, or not at all, which is the more likely option at this point.
I will say, and Corey, Stephanie, David, Boss Rush, I'm just letting you know. When they show the new Zelda on the system, I know we do our
Twilight Princess 2. Just kidding.
Don't play, because I'll be like, give it to me now. But don't give me 2 if you're not gonna do a Switch 2 version,
right?
Of Twilight Princess,
right?
And Wind Waker HD.
Get out, right?
Yes. But I think when the next Zelda comes out, or they announce it, we definitely have to come together and we have to talk about it, because I'm like,
no, we're just gonna ignore the next Zelda game, Ed.
No, because because I'm just like, Monolith Soft is on a road. Nintendo is getting their money's worth out of.
You saw they did the open world for Mario Kart.
Yes, that's what I'm just like. Monolith Soft is going to make their next Zelda game insanely good. The next Xenoblade or RPG Monolith Soft is working on, it's going to be bunkers out this world. They about to know this whole system up and down. Like, I'm ready for whatever they're creating. So,
next year is the 40th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda. I mean,
yeah, so they'll put out 3 Kirby games.
No. You say that, and
you know what the theory is, though. The theory is that they're going to re-release that Mario 3D All Stars collection with Galaxy for the Switch 2, Galaxy 2 for the Switch 2. That's kind of a rumor I saw floating around recently, which I wouldn't put it past them. And do nothing for Zelda, right? I mean, why? Why would you?
Oh, Dan, my back, my poor back. I know my spine's disintegrating at just the sheer number of years.
Well, everybody, that is our impression of Nintendo Switch 2.
It sucks. Don't buy it.
Boo. But we are going to be looking forward to more once more games come out. Nintendo Directs to be dropping. But our impressions, I can't grade it or anything just right now. I think I think
you don't have a review after a day and a half of playing it, Ed. Come on.
Oh no, I don't. No, but I feel like with Switch, throughout all 8 years of its life cycle being out, I would have to give like the Switch probably like an A-. With all the top tier Nintendo games, some phenomenal indies on that system. And I think just balancing the ups and downs with the Switch, like looking at that whole generation, I would have to give it an A-. I think with Switch 2, once we get this whole generation, I think that's when I could like rate the system. So, but right now, Nintendo outdid themselves, and everything. I cannot wait to see more for what they're gonna do. With that being said, everybody, we're gonna get into Family news with special guest Stephanie Klimov. Take it away.
Hey, yeah. So nothing too formal here, but I do have a couple things I want to touch upon. And the first is Switch 2 related. I'm specifically on CBR.com, but the title is the Nintendo Switch 2 may have just broken the record for most consoles sold in 24 hours. So, as everyone has known, Nintendo Switch 2 came out June 5th. And multiple inside sources have claimed that over 3 million consoles have been sold already. Okay, so if the rumors are confirmed, that means Nintendo Switch 2 will have had the most successful 24 hours of any gaming console ever. The record was previously held by the PlayStation 4, which sold over 1 million in 24 hours. The Nintendo Switch 2, since it could have possibly already sold 3 million, it's already surpassed that previous record. In 2 months, the PlayStation 4 and 5 both reached around 4.5 million units sold. So it will be interesting to see if the Nintendo Switch 2 can keep up the momentum. So, I don't know if that really surprises anybody, but I'm happy for Nintendo. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them too for having enough units at launch. It seems
Yes.
right. I mean,
Yes.
that's been a rising concern since
hmm
I don't know what was the I don't even. I mean,
PS5 and
PS5.
Xbox.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was like that for Switch One. I mean, I pre-ordered it and stood in
Oh.
line and got it, so I wasn't really like sure. But with the kind of takeover of online pre-orders, right? It kind of like
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh scared. So, but good for them for having enough units. And it seems like there's more. I mean, I see Target and Walmart advertising them as in store right now. So, I mean, that's good, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a Wii U situation where these things are still in stores. It seems like
Yes.
Nintendo had enough stock for them, you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my cat is attacking my poster. Get out of here. That's an autographed poster, you jerk. Hold on. All right. So, that's Switch 2 news, but it's been very, very busy the last few days because it is Summer Games Fest, and my screen froze again and when I made an awkward face. But this week had kicked off actually with the Sony State of Play. They decided to showcase that the day before the Switch 2 released. I'll prattle off a couple highlights, and then we can talk about anything that piqued our interest. One of them was Astrobot. Astrobot continues to have free updates. Team Asobi made an appearance and stated that they will add 5 additional levels and add new bots, including the future main character of Ghost of Yote. I believe that brings us to about 90 planets to play on Astrobot. So keep an eye out for these additional levels. I believe at the end of the month, I believe. But yes, or to be determined. So next one, Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement. That is a follow-up to Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, which is a 2.5D action RPG released sometime next year. There are a couple indies that are reshown again today. This one's for Andre. There's Digimon Storytime Stranger. We already mentioned Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. That was on there. This is a big one. Who saw this coming? Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles.
Evilise.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Whoa, sorry. My
It's fine.
bad. I'm not a gamer. Anyone looking forward to that?
I am specifically because you can play the War of the Lions version. It has the thing that Halo started, where like you press select and it changes between the versions, right? Like you can kind of set which versions you want to play, and the War of the Lions version is like incredible. I think we kind of knew this was coming though, because it was part of that massive NVIDIA leak a couple years ago, and there's this and Final Fantasy IX are the last 2 games on that list that haven't come out yet. And I mean, now this is coming out, so Final Fantasy IX remake is the last one. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. This game is incredible. I never played the original, but I played War of the Lions. That was one of like the 6 games I played on PSP. And it is a masterpiece of a tactical role-playing game. I think there's a lot of ways you can break that game. It's got a lot of interesting characters, a lot of storylines that you could kind of invest yourself in. It's great. I think everybody should, if you are into tactics games at all and you're interested in the historical standpoint of them, this is the game every tactics game is based on. And I think everybody should play it.
Yeah, I pre-ordered.
Oh, go ahead, Stephanie.
No, I was just gonna say I pre-ordered it. Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, I've never got to play it. I knew about it on PS1, but I wasn't in that genre. Same like Fire Emblem and Advance Wars. That wasn't kind of my genre of gaming, tactics. Even with Disgaea, and everything. So, I am looking forward to this one. And I won't be playing it on PS5. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll be playing it on Switch too. But I am super excited for this game. And it was good to see people get hyped for this game and react so positive to its announcement.
Oh yeah, and it's to be said. There's a collector's edition, and they contain 3 adorable little chocobo plushies. Just saying. We had a brief blip of Ghost of Yotei, just saying that there'll be a deep dive in July. Here's a game that probably wasn't like a big announcement, but I actually am very curious to play it, and that's Hirogami. And that's a 3D action platformer where you transform into different origami shapes to be able to traverse around the game. That will launch September 3rd. And again, I'm just prattling through top highlights. Stop me anytime.
Yeah, that game, that was like that and Final Fantasy Tactics were like the 2 games that I'm like, I will definitely play those when they come out. I think that game looks incredible. It looks like a mix between looks like Death's Door and Tunic,
right? Yeah,
with like a little bit of Paper Mario aesthetically, right? Like I think it looks really cool. So.
All right, I'm going off camera for a while because I'm frozen. just for like a minute, see if that'll reset anything. But I shall continue. Lumina's Arise. I believe we talked about that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll play it when it comes to Switch 2. I think it's only announced for PSVR right now, right? Like PlayStation 5 and PSVR, right? That's what
yes,
they was
it is.
for. I thought it was Tetris Effect 2 at first because of like just the aesthetic, but like it's the team, so it's makes sense.
I completely I knew when I started seeing it in the drop, I'm like, okay, this is Luminous. But I forgot that Mizuguchi and his team was attached to it. And then when I seen him, I'm just like, Mizuguchi. I'm like, I missed him. Like I missed seeing him and hearing from him. I know he's been busy, and when it comes to puzzle games and music games, like he is the number one name that comes up. So I'm happy that he is making this game. And I know the series kind of started on PlayStation, definitely on PS2. So to see that new game is coming from him, and hopefully A4 Play is involved with it. I'm excited to see more of this game come out and just be able to listen to the soundtrack, play it, and just like groove to it. Because like, man, Luminous just got some really good music, and it's just we just don't give it its props. Due from a great selection of music that's in those games. So if you guys love Tetris Effect, this is one to definitely be looking out for.
Yeah. Stephanie will be back. She's resetting her camera. There she is.
Yay! Sorry, I just decided to change my camera. It was giving me problems, so I'm sorry. You guys done talking about Lumines?
Yeah.
I just wrapped it up.
All right, cool. Well, that one opened the state of play. What they closed with was Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and there's been a lot of like beat 'em ups lately, but I gotta say this one looked pretty good.
Someone made a joke. Capcom is just like, huh?
Oh yeah, I saw that
because they did because they did the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and their Marvel vs. Capcom collection. They're just like, this is interesting. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
Arc System Works, so
Yeah. But we saw more Metal Gear Solid. They hinted at the end what looks like might be like an online multiplayer. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for the game to come out.
Yeah.
catching those monkeys.
I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are excited for that.
Yeah.
It looks really good cutscene wise. I'm like, ooh, they really improved this game. It looks really
Yeah.
good.
It almost looks like someone like Blur is doing their cutscenes or something. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Fox engine is incredibly detailed, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, it does look good. I won't be playing it because I don't care about Metal Gear, but I'm glad people are excited for it. Because Metal Gear needs a win as a franchise right now. So
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's they're making a PS5 Pro version. I think a lot
I'm
of the
sure.
games that I think a lot of games that they show was from that system was from the PS5
Yeah.
Pro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if anybody is going to play it on Xbox or not, but the Xbox version is getting Bomberman instead of Ape Escape. So
That's
Ape
cool.
Escape is a PlayStation franchise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fair
Shocking
enough.
they won't let Xbox have it.
Yeah. From the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection, Digital Eclipse is now working on, drumroll please, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which includes the first Mortal Kombat 2, 3, 4, and more. Should be coming out later this year.
They could have kept 4 off.
They're going to include the good and the bad. Did you play the Tetris collection that came out? 90% of those games are bad. But
yeah.
Also
Do they
Ninja
have-
Turtles. There's some pretty bad games on that collection too. But
what's Armageddon? Was it Mortal Kombat 3? Armageddon, the PS1 and 64 one, where they had like all 3 games kind of mixed, and it was.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't. I'm not a Mortal Kombat person, so I don't know.
Let me breeze through the next few titles because they did announce a ton of games, and just when I'm done, just let me know what is
Okay.
worthy of talking about because it's just a lot. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Neo 3, Pragmata, that was the Capcom announcement of the day. Project Defiant, which is their fight stick. Romeo is a Dead Man, that's Suda's new game. Sea of Remnants, Silent Hill F, we saw more trailers, Sword of the Sea, Thief VR, Tides of Tomorrow, and there you go. So anything else?
You forgot the biggest game.
Oh, did I? Hold on. I skipped over. Well, because there was like a specific showcase after the fact. My bad. It's 007 First Light.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So
Hitman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ed.
Oh no,
Yeah.
just that. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, I'm excited for. Because I think that was going to be out soon in the coming weeks and everything. That looks really, really good. I love .mu and their work. Goodness, that and Shinobi's gonna be dropping.
It's the year of the ninja, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ninjas coming out.
Yeah, gone are the zombies, the samurais. Well, still a little bit of samurais, but ninjas are in now. They're back in.
Yep, they're back. Ninjas are back.
That Pragmata looks very interesting from Capcom. I'm like, what are you? How can I play you?
So it's funny. Remember when the PlayStation 5 was revealed? Capcom had a trailer there, and it said it was coming in 2022 or whatever.
I think.
I really thought the end of the trailer was super cute. The girl like writing on the envelope that scratched out 2022 and 2023, and it said 2026. We promise.
Yeah,
I thought it was cute. I know that's not like the tone of the game, but I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah. Interesting.
And Neo 3. I was just like, oh, Team Ninja is coming to play.
Yeah, that game looks really good. Also, everybody who's played Neo and that was clearly at the end of that trailer was supposed to be some sort of like major character reveal from one of the previous games. And I'm like, man, the Neo audience must be flipping out right now. I was like, this is probably how I felt when they said Cade was coming back for Destiny, the final shape. Like they revealed, and I was like, oh my gosh. That's how I imagine the Neo fans were.
I'm sorry, I love the Final Shape DLC. Just everything about that was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Destiny on Switch 2 though, guys. Confirmed.
We're
It's
fine.
alright.
We're fine with that. Yeah.
Although Bungie might not have any games on anything soon. No.
Oh, because of
Talk about that later.
Marathon.
Yeah. Little whoopsie. Well, it's
Tune
bigger
in
than
to Tower
whoopsie.
Casuals.
Well, after that, we had Summer Games Fest for 2 hours on the 6th, which was yesterday. There's no way I can get through this entire thing, so I'm gonna give some highlights. But just, we also had Day of the Devs. Devolver had their direct. There was an IOI showcase that went more in depth for First Light, and then today we had our friend Kim Chica showcase the Wholesome Direct. And then there were a couple more, women-led games, Latin American games,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Tomorrow is
Asia.
Yep. So just a couple highlights, right? And then, shout out anything, but shocker, Hideo Kojima made an appearance, talked a little bit about Death Stranding 2.
What?
Right? Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I bring that up because dang, they had a couple of nice cameos in there. They had like Ichigo and gosh, who's the other big one?
Joker.
Persona
Joker.
character, main character.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
that'll bring them some sales, I'm sure. So Code Vein 2. So they made a Code Vein 2.
That was a nice surprise.
Yes. That was a good highlight. The Game of Thrones War for Westeros. The graphics look good, but that's interesting.
I think it's a tactics game.
Yeah.
It is.
Tactics are back this year.
Yeah.
Mina from Yacht Club. Oh.
Mina the Hollower. It's coming out October 31st.
Is it okay? So I just read that it's only PC and consoles is coming later. Is that correct?
Demo. The demo is out on PC, and the consoles are coming later. It's on Steam Next Fest, I think, is the demo. So
that's next week, right? You said.
Yes, as the resident PC gamer of the bunch. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I have no idea.
I would have to download the demo so I can play it. I'm interested.
We saw another cool trailer for Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Looking forward to Onimusha.
The game looks awesome. I cannot wait for that.
Something else that I wouldn't say looked awesome, but looked unique, was Felt That Boxing. The Muppet looking.
Oh yeah.
Muppet looking game. So yeah, let's see. Deadpool VR, One Punch Man, Fractured Blossoms. I think that came from Serenity Forge. We have a Lego Voyagers game that looked interesting. The First Descendant, Mind's Eye, which is coming out very soon. Actually, there's a
next Tuesday, I think.
Yeah.
June 10th.
Yeah, it's the for those who don't know, that's the ex Rockstar. What's his name? Hauser. One of the Hauser brothers is doing Mind's Eye. So, writer of Grand Theft Auto series and Red Dead. It's his new game.
Hitman's got an addition to the world of assassination, the Le Chiffre. I keep mispronouncing it, but he's the villain from Casino Royale.
Yep, Le
Chiffre. And here we go. We have some competition here for Mario Party with Lego Party. And I almost kind of want to buy it just to try. I have to. I'm like, if anyone can give Mario a run for its money, maybe it's Lego. Who knows?
Good luck with that.
I know, right? We have a disgustingly disgusting looking game called Ill. It looks terrifying. Mecha Break. We have another update for Street Fighter 6. We got 3 or 4 more characters.
That was a funny trailer. With the rest, I just found out it was I think it was a WWE wrestler. I think.
We need Josh for that. Into the Unwell. That was a weird game. And here, Stranger Than Heaven. And then last, which I thought was the biggest tease ever, when Capcom came out and said, "Hey, 30th anniversary coming soon. Stay tuned for further updates." And then 20 minutes later, Summer Game Fest closes with a trailer to Resident Evil 9, aka Resident Evil Requiem. Holy cow, it looks terrifying. I love it.
I do want to mention about the Deadpool thing. Jeff Keighley like threw major shade
Oh,
to
yeah.
Silk Song
Yes.
before the trailer, and then you can hear the crowd go boo. I'm just like, ooh.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know if you saw, but Sandfall and a bunch of other people were roasting Jeff Keighley for kind of saying the team was less than 30 people that made Clair Obscur, and they were like, that's a dangerous path to go down. It was definitely not only the team, and there are more than 30 people that work here.
Mhm.
oh wow.
Yeah, they were not very happy with him.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim is the I'm looking for. It looks cool too.
Oh, mhm.
Yeah.
Anything else kind of piqued your interest? It's a lot of announcements.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there's just a lot of stuff at these things so far that just isn't for me specifically, but that's not going to take away from the quality of the games. I just, I'm not into horror. I'm not super into a lot of indie games. I'm not super into a lot of, some of these games, but like that does, like I always take away if there's 2 or 3 things that I'm interested in, it's good enough for me. The showcase is good enough for me. So, I mean, Summer Game Fest, Mina's coming, which kind of knew already. And then, the Sony State of Play stuff, like there's a couple things there that I'm interested in. So, it's good. These things are still enjoyable to see what's going to be announced. So that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
And
It was good to see Atomic Heart 2. That looks really good. I'm really interested. I'm like, I know I haven't played the first one and I need to. But I'm like seeing this trailer, I'm like, oh, good for them. And now they're also building a universe with the cube. But like Atomic Heart 2 looks really interesting. I'm like, shout out to them. To that team
Mhm.
for it.
I'm glad Resident Evil 9 got announced too. It's been a while. And I'm glad that whatever that trilogy seems to be is kind of getting a third game. I'm
Well, the
kind of
thing
surprised.
is, the character, it wasn't Rose, so
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like they're going with the Winters plot line. I believe the character, I didn't mean to
It's
cut you off. It's the daughter of one of the characters from Resident Evil Outbreak.
mhm. Yeah,
So,
yeah, I saw that. So I mean, it's Resident Evil. They're gonna tie it back into something
yeah.
somewhere somehow, right?
Right.
But uh, I'm actually kind of shocked they didn't lead with a remake and then tease this.
Mm.
Honestly,
Oh. Because everybody wants Resident Evil.
Code
What was the
Veronica
one?
is what everybody
Code
wants.
Veronica. That's the one that definitely needs to remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of all of them, that's
Yeah.
the one.
I'm sure it's coming. There's got to they've got to be doing more for their 30th, and the 30th
Mhm.
anniversary is in March, so they have
Mhm.
plenty of time. I will say this, I mean, Capcom's Capcom, right? But the last few years they've been on fire with Monster Hunter Wilds, the Resident Evil, like the last few games have been fantastic. Now they're bringing back other titles. I think Onimusha is a Capcom game, right? So like
Mhm.
Yeah.
they're just firing
Yeah.
on all
Oh,
cylinders.
Okami too.
Okami
Yeah.
too, yep.
I have to say, I do recommend the Onimusha 1 and 2 remasters that they put out.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They are just remasters of PS2 games, so take that into consideration. But I mean, those games are really, especially for the time, those games were really awesome.
I still
Mhm.
think Onimusha 3 is probably like the best out of
It
all
is,
of
but
them.
they
I
have so
love
many
3.
licensing issues with that game because of
Yeah.
they used real actors in that, and like
There's
they didn't plan ahead to like, well, we're gonna re-release these in 20 years. Let's make sure we have the rights, So
yeah. Wu-Tang Clan, Rise of the Deceivers, got a big like shout out. So So Drinkbox Studio, Blighted.
Blighted,
Drink
that
Box?
looks good.
interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, Blighted also showed up on Day of the Devs. So that's pretty good. Cool, I should say. Sorry. A couple of highlights from Day of the Devs and or Wholesome that I think is worth noting is, again, Sword of the Sea was shown off. For those that are fans of Abzu and the Pathless, that's who's behind Sword of the Sea. Blighted, as you mentioned, Eddie. For those that like Moonlighter, people really like Moonlighter. They're now coming out with a sequel, Moonlighter 2. And I know we mentioned, was it Patapon when we were on air or not? But they're working on Ratatan, which is the sequel to Patapon. I will not be playing it because I'm not good at it. And Tire Boy, Eddie. Tire Boy was shown off.
Yes, everybody, please go. That's only part one of the interview that I have. I did get to interview the creator of Tire Boy, so that will be coming in a couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Tire Boy is so much. Playing that at PAX East, man, was so much fun. And for the build that they have was seamless and smooth. Definitely when you get into the tires. So that's going to be a game that everybody needs to look out for. I'm super excited for Game Team 6. Like I'm super excited for them, Tire Boy.
Exactly. So, and just want to throw it out there, like if you want more updates of things that have been going on with announcements, we have, for example, the whole list of everything announced at Wholesome Games on bossrush.net. So I highly recommend you checking it out there. One other last thing I want to shout out for Wholesome Games are their shirts. It's being sold through Serenity Forge. It's a great design, but not only that, but it's going to a great cause. A minimum of $5 of those sales, and that's just a minimum of each purchase, will go towards Point of Pride, which is a nonprofit organization that provides financial aid and direct support to trans people in need of health and wellness care. So it's not just more merch, but it is for a great cause.
Yes. I'm super excited for the shirts. Kim Chica and everybody just did a phenomenal job for Wholesome Direct. And so, yeah, if you guys are go to their website or if you look it up, they're $30 each for each shirt. It goes for a great cause with it. I am going to be buying my shirt soon. So everybody, I'm like, if you want to support, and they even also ask if you want to donate and see how you can help, you can go to wholesomegames.com and they'll like lead you to that organization on how to help them out. So yeah
So I know I kind of generalized the last part of that, but there's just so many announcements in the last 48 hours. Like my I spent so much money pre-ordering the rest of my games for 2025, and that was before all these announcements. So I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah, I think it was funny when Sword of the Sea was shown off. I was like, are they making a sequel to Journey?
Everyone was saying Journey 2 in the chat.
yeah, I thought the same thing.
It's the sand and the way it's lit, right? That's it. I mean, I didn't really care much for Journey, but that was
It
the
looked
first
a
thing
lot
I
like
saw.
it.
Yeah. So that was it was pretty funny. But that's what everybody took away from that.
So there you go. It's just more news. We're eating well in the world of gaming.
More news. So much news. And then we have the Xbox showcase tomorrow as of this recording, which will have a lot of Switch 2 games probably.
Yeah.
And I will say everybody go watch Xbox Casual. Corey and Josh touch up on there with their predictions. I'm super excited to see what they show. Hopefully, I'm assuming Perfect Dark's going to be there. Fable, Ninja Gaiden 4.
Dude, there's so much. Xbox has so much. Dude, they've put out 7 games this year already, and they're putting like they have like 25 still announced and haven't shown off. Like
and those games been bangers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you like people, I know people don't really pay attention to Xbox, but if you don't pay attention to Xbox, you should reconsider at least looking at their lineup of games. I mean, this year was what? Avowed,
Wow.
South of Midnight,
Mhm.
Doom, technically, I mean, Indiana Jones was December technically, but it came out on PS5 this year. So like,
Forza Horizon 5 on PS 5.
Oblivion. I'm just talking about like recent
Oh,
games though, like
Xbox. Okay.
Oblivion. I mean, Expedition 33 is on Game Pass. Like, not really theirs, but they kind of put it out there for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Perfect Dark, Fable, Gears, Clockwork Revolution, State of Decay 3. They have something like, I think like 14 or 15 games announced that aren't out yet, and like
For first party, right?
and then
Yeah, Syndicate 3 came to mind because I was just like, man, I know they showed the trailers, but they haven't shown no updates like gameplay wise.
Yeah, In Exile's new game, In Exile's new game that hasn't been revealed.
Minecraft is
yeah,
going to be a Santa Cross world, so they may show that.
Minecraft Dungeons is a safe. Minecraft Dungeons 2 is a safe bet. Anything from Activision or Blizzard or Bethesda, Elder Scrolls 6 is probably going to be there. I mean, if you're into those kind of games, like when you're not subscribed to Game Pass, I mean, that's you're spending way more money than you need to, I guess. But anyways,
yeah, Outer Wilds 2, Activision. I think Ninja Theory probably will show off their next game.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to go into because this will all be announced by the time this episode comes out. So, like, it's kind of like a waste of time to speculate at this point. But
but this is for the people who watch it live.
But I'm really interested to see Fable and Perfect Dark specifically, see how those are. And if they show more PSE, I will take more of that as well.
Do you mind if I mention one more thing that I forgot because I purchased it? It was announced at Day of the Devs. There is an art poster called Golden Rule on im8bit.com, and it is a gorgeous poster of like so many franchises. It's got Bowser, Zelda, Astrobot, like various franchises. It's a timed release limited edition art card, 18 by 24, and not only is it a gorgeous piece of art, but all proceeds from the print sales go to support the Academy of Interactive Arts and Science, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the advancement and recognition of interactive arts. So I'm always a big proponent of supporting gaming and developers. So im8bit.com, look up Golden Rule. It is a flippin' beautiful. If you're if you just love video games, it's got so many different characters on it. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna have to take a look at it.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Is that all for Femi News, Stephanie?
Yep, for now, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Corey, do we have any games coming soon, or should we just wait for it next week?
Well, look, we'll save all that for next week. I think the games everybody wants to play are out right now on Switch 2. So I mean, there are definitely games we'll talk about on the next episode. So
okay. Well, and we don't have any questions, everybody, because it was Switch 2 was such a big deal. There's people who are still buying it and still getting games. So we're gonna just head out on this episode. Any final thoughts? Actually, we should get that. So Corey, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think I just I hope everybody out there who got a Switch 2 is enjoying it. I mean, I think we spend a lot of time criticizing or saying, this sucks because it's not for me type thing. And like, I think a lot of people on the internet just kind of forget to enjoy this hobby, right? And this thing that kind of brings us all together in the first place. So just go out there and enjoy some video games on your Switch 2 this weekend, because it's a good time, or this week. That's
Mhm.
it.
Stephanie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off that positivity. I mean, even though I was able to get it on launch day, whether it's financial or any other reason, just know that it's okay if you don't get a console on day one. Switch 2 will be there. Nintendo has proven that they promise to have enough of their console available. So if you just want to wait till maybe more of your games come out, or maybe you need to save up on money, that's fine. Don't feel try not to feel the FOMO. Yes, we're talking about it, but that's what gaming's about. It's about having that conversation. But just if you're able to secure a Switch 2, enjoy it. If you don't have it and you want it, you'll get it eventually. Just for now,
Yeah.
have fun with us, chat with your friends and family, and just enjoy.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of that piggyback, I know a lot of people were kind of they want one, but like Mario Kart might not be the game they want. It's okay to wait.
Yeah.
It's okay to wait.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong, Zelda, Metroid,
Mario, I'm sure. Like
Pokemon.
3D Mario. Oh, Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot coming out this year. So
Yes. So my final thought, everybody, the summer directs has started. Summer is coming. So definitely, if like they said, if you don't get a Switch 2, and you guys got a backlog, kind of work on your backlog this summer. There are great games coming, and if you have other consoles or even PC where you could get those games, current games, play them there. If you want to, having the new stuff is not, is not a bad thing or anything. Like if you don't have it, that is okay. Game at your own leisure. We as long as you're living on this earth, you have time to get a new console and everything. But since we're getting into the summer, do enjoy the games that are coming out. If you're able to put wherever you can play them, if you want to continue to work on your backlog, work on those. If you have Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or Nintendo Switch Online, and you have a platform to play them, enjoy those games on there. It's the summertime. You're supposed to enjoy games, relax, and enjoy. Just enjoy. And with that, everybody, we're gonna get to the last part of the show of this housekeeping. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. If you join us live, follow or subscribe to the channel you're watching if you haven't done so already. If you're watching us on YouTube, like the video and leave your comments with your thoughts on today's topic, or leave one of your own we can discuss in a future episode. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a 5-star rating and a review. You can support Boss Rush on Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and a tier that's right for you. You can even follow for free and gain access to our base shows on one free. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Corey. Thank you again for watching and or listening, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woo!
Bye.
bye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, Retro Stoy, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.